Welcome back in one of the Bears Football Plays YouTube channel. Today is Thursday, November 7th, and we're going to be looking at not a MAC conference game tonight. We're going to be looking at Appalachian State going up against Coastal Carolina. Have my best game, picking my two best player props for that doubleheader we have on Thursday night. But before we get into those plays, let's take a look at the plays on Wednesday night. We currently have going NIU -1.5 going up against Western. Antonio Brown, the star running back for NIU, breakaway 46, or it was going to be a 48-yard touchdown. Somebody caught him, and it looked like, I don't want to say it was a hip drop tackle, but it was damn near close to a hip drop tackle. Rolled him up, basically got carted off the field. He had a lot of help getting off the field. I don't think he's going to return, but NIU, since that play, they have answered the bell. It is now 14-7 in favor of NIU. Western has a chance right before the half to get some points. They're at the 50-yard line right now. So far, up 7 points. We'll take that. We have Jay Nixon over 95.5 rushing yards. Buckley's been one of the main guys for Western so far in this game, but Nixon had that 68-yard touchdown run for first blood. So I think he's sitting at 70-something rushing yards. So that one should be okay. And then Coleman Owen, over 70.5 receiving yards. Ohio is messing around with their food in Kent State. It's 13-0 right now. Coleman has one catch for 22 yards, I believe. It's very early in the second quarter as well. So I'm hoping that he puts up some more yardage because I think that game might get out of hand pretty soon. So those are the plays we have for Wednesday night. Let's take a look at the plays for Thursday night. It is going to be a Fun Belt matchup. Appalachian State going up against Coastal Carolina. Appalachian State coming in now with a 500 record on the season. They are one game below 500 in conference play. We have Coastal Carolina also coming in with a 500 record on the season, but they are 1-3 to start conference play. I've said this a couple times in the comment section because I was thinking about taking Coastal Carolina last week, but something is off with this team. I have no idea what it is. They have fallen off a cliff lately. Appalachian State, they're coming off a big win going up against Old Dominion. That Old Dominion team, they were on fire. They had covered the spread in 3 consecutive games. They won outright in 3 consecutive games as an underdog, and App State said, who cares? We'll take that game outright. They won 28-20. Coastal Carolina coming off another really tough loss against Troy. They lost that game by 14 points. They gave up 38 points in the process. That now makes 3 consecutive losses for Coastal Carolina. I know the Appalachian State defense is very weak. They're giving up 34.4 points per game, nearly 450 yards of total offense per game. Both of those numbers are towards rock bottom in the NCAA, but whenever you look at how they've played over the last couple games, it's hard not to back them, especially with how Coastal Carolina's been looking. The offense for App State's been better over the last couple games. They are averaging 26.9 points per game, over 430-plus yards also. They have the better quarterback in this game, Joey Aguilar. He has over 2,200 passing yards, 18 passing touchdowns. And Coastal Carolina all season, they've been explosive offensively, scoring 30.9 points per game. But we have not been seeing them score a lot of points. They've, in fact, only scored 24 points in 3 consecutive games. They were held to 7 points against James Madison, 24 points against Louisiana, 24 points against Troy. They need to be a lot better offensively because the defense has been brutal. They have given up 34-plus points in 3 consecutive games, and on the season, they're now averaging giving up 32.4 points per game. So we have 2 of the worst defenses in the country going head-to-head here. Ethan Vasco, the quarterback for Coastal Carolina, I watched him get benched against James Madison 3 weeks ago. It looks like he's going to go back in this game. He's been in the last couple games. He's not that great of a quarterback. He's got to rely on his legs more than his arm. I really think Coastal Carolina is going to be leaning on the running game in this one. But with the way they've been playing recently, I got to take App State here money line. It would be a different story if we've seen Coastal Carolina put up 30-plus points in it just one of these last 3 games. But again, they've been capped off at 24 points, not going up against great opponents. There is potential for this one to be an absolute shootout. I'm talking like a 45-42 kind of game. But I do think both of these defense, even though they are bad, I do think they can muster up a little bit better of effort in this conference game. So I'm going to take the lowest scoring game here, App State on the money line as the play. Let's go over to some player props. First play of the day, we're looking at Florida Atlantic going up against Eastern Carolina. We're going to go with CJ Campbell, over 56.5 rushing yards going up against Eastern. CJ Campbell, all season long, has been one of the better players for Florida Atlantic, and they only have 2 wins on the year. So this is not a very good team to start with. They do need to figure out how to get him the ball more because he doesn't have a ton of touches this season. Whenever you give him 12-plus, 14-plus touches, he's going to get you 80-plus yards every single time. Over the last 3 games, FAU has been a lot better getting him the ball. He does have 12-plus touches in 3 of the last 4 games. Every time he's had 12-plus touches, he's gone for 89-plus yards. In his last game going up against South Florida, he had 12 carries, had 90 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, but he also added 78 yards through the air with another touchdown. So CJ Campbell last week he was responsible for every single point that FAU scored. He scored 3 touchdowns. He scored 21 points. I think FAU is finally starting to realize, hey, this guy's good. Let's give him the ball. East Carolina, not a great defense on the ground. I'll take him over 56.5 rushing yards as the first play. And for the last play of the day, we're going to go back to the game I just broke down. App State going up against Coastal Carolina. We're going to go with Kaedin Robinson, the wide receiver for App State. And this has been a superstar for App State. He's actually been one of the better receivers in the nation. He's coming into this game with 50 catches on the year, 764 yards. He's only been able to score one time. That was the last game against Old Dominion. He might not be able to score a lot of touchdowns in the season, but he does have a lot of yards, recording 78-plus yards in every single game but one this season, and that was going up against the top 25 Clemson team. Coastal Carolina this season, like I said, they have one of the worst defenses in the NCAA, giving up 220 yards per game on the ground, 223 yards per game through the air, but Appalachian State's going to be able to run the ball. They're also going to be able to throw the ball. This is going to open up the play action a ton for App State. 220 yards on the ground per game for Coastal Carolina. Run the ball, 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 play action. That's where you see the big play here for Kaedin Robinson. He had a couple big plays over the last 2 weeks. Georgia State, he went for a 50-yard completion. Old Dominion, he went for a 46-yard completion. App State all season long, they've been pretty good offensively. They scored 28-plus points in back-to-back games. Robinson's been a huge impact in both those games. I like him here to play well. Over 88.5 receiving yards as the final play. Let's go over to the recap graphic. We're going to be taking App State money line going up against Coastal. Kaedin Robinson over 88.5 receiving yards. And then C.J. Campbell over 56.5 rushing yards going up against ECU. Guys, it's going to do it for the NCAA football plays and props for Thursday, November 7th slated games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please share, drop a like on this video, and subscribe channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.